Hey, it's Elisa, the Half Asian Tarot Queen, and here to do a reading. It's pretty wild. It's like everything's pretty much shut down right now, and it seems like the whole world. So everyone's at home, hanging out. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, because it's just like a bunch of people not working, not leaving their house, and it's a little unprecedented, and you kind of wonder, like, if people are just going to go completely stir crazy or what. So anyways, I'm going to pull a couple cards from my Mystical Shaman Oracle, which is one of my favorite decks, and I've got something new to add to the mix. A lot of people have been pulling from this animal spirit deck, but it's interesting because, like, a couple days ago I was driving and this like coyote ran in front of the car, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like I don't even know if I've seen a coyote. And so I looked it up, and it was because it's one of the cards in here, and it was like, something about like life's detours being a good thing. And it was interesting because, like, for me, I'm definitely having a big detour in life, and like, I've kind of had to put all my plans on hold to care for my mom, who's 82, and she has dementia. And so I'm like, my whole life is getting restructured, and it's like a week ago that like seemed like really harsh, but all this stuff has unfolded with coronavirus, and like everybody's world getting turned on its head, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's like kind of a good thing. It's like that whole fable of the the kid who like broke his leg, and it was like all sad, but then the next day, like, everyone in town got drafted, so it ended up being kind of a good thing, so it's sort of the similar thing. So anyways, that seemed like kind of an irrelevant story, but it turns out that it kind of relates to the cards that fill out. So I got the Tree of Life and the Sacrifice, and I feel like this came out in a reading a couple days ago, which I will link, because yeah, it's interesting because I never got that card before. I've been getting it a lot lately. So the Tree of Life is sort of like, it's kind of like having all of your chakras in alignment, but it's also just like being in balance, like being rooted to the ground and to the earth, but also having like branches that reach up to the sky, so still being like open to possibilities, and like what's coming to you from source, like you're not so grounded that you're just sort of like cynical and jaded, but you're also not so like in the spirit realm that you're just like kind of flaky and like, not living in the three-dimensional world either, like there's a balance there. And then there's the Sacrifice. So this is all about kind of giving up something that's important to you in service to like a higher good, and like there's a blessing that comes from that. Like, even if like it feels like a loss to you at the moment, like it's sort of like, sacrificing something to the altar. Like you sacrifice something that's important to you, and then you'll get back tenfold like what you gave up, because because it's like in alignment with like the greater good, with the universe. And so and then we got the Dragonfly Spirit. So this is all about truth transcending illusion. And so it's just sort of like, sometimes like things don't turn out how you thought they would, or how you wished, and that can seem like a sacrifice. But, ultimately, this is bringing you back into balance with all that is. So, if you're out of alignment, like you might be sidetracked by like sort of illusions, And so the universe is going to bring you back into balance if you follow the cues and the signs. So sometimes that'll come as like, you know, an unexpected sacrifice that you're going to have to make. And, you know, it might not be in line with what you envision for yourself or how you thought things were going to go, but you have to have faith that like things are going to work out. Like something's going to be revealed to you that's going to make this make sense. And if you're in alignment with this, like you're going to be okay. Like ultimately, this is where you need to be, you know? So, I mean, I think this kind of relates to the whole coronavirus situation because everybody's life is kind of getting knocked on its head right now. And like people are frustrated and they don't know, like, you know, which way is up, and like everyone's losing money and it's like very uncertain and unstable, and you know, we're all basically having to make a sacrifice. But like what the dragonfly spirit is telling us is that this realignment is like revealing like a greater truth, you know. So there's something that's out of whack that needs to be brought back into balance. And that's kind of what's happening right now. So it's just like we got this 7 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So, you know, we're going to have to like defend ourselves from like a lot of upheaval and stand our ground. But ultimately, there's a big shakedown that's happening, and it, you know, it might be a good thing. So just like don't cast a judgment on it just yet, you know. Like I just did this reading a couple days ago called Opportunity and Fear, and I was talking about the Great Depression and how, you know, it was this horrible time, but like some people actually, you know, saw it as an opportunity. So like the Kennedys like invested in the stock market when it was totally crashed out, and then they ended up doing really well, you know. So it's really important to like, we can't control what's going on around us. Like this was at the bottom of the deck, heartbreak. You know, there's like a lot of loss and heartbreak that's happening right now, and we can't control that. But what we can control is where we focus our mind and where we focus our energy, so that, you know, we can build a more positive future on top of that, you know. So it's really important to like not get caught up in all the fear that's going around, because, you know, there's a lot of fear. I mean, it's very uncertain, and it's a really tough moment, you know. So, but, you know, just like trying to encourage you to like harness your power, because at the end of the day, like what's going on out here that we can't control, like that's not where your power is. Your power is in controlling your thoughts and your intentions, because at the end of the day, like we can't control it either way, you know. Like we can only control this. So just a reminder. Okay, so we got some overall energies for this reading. So we got the Knight of Swords, we've got the Two of Wands, and we got the Four of Wands. So this is crazy, because this is like a message of truth or clarity that's coming in fast, and it might just kind of like blindside you, because you're just like, whoa, you know, like the coronavirus thing. It's like nobody was expecting it. Okay, so then we got the Two of Wands. So this is like a moment, it's kind of like a fork in the road. Like you've got the world in the palm of your hands, but you have to make a call. Like you have to decide between these two things, you know. So there's like some message of truth that's coming in that's going to like blindside you. Then you're going to have to make a decision. And then we got the Four of Wands. So this is like the marriage, family, stability card. So it's just sort of like whatever you decide is going to lead to this new, like a new paradigm, like a new foundation, like a new stability. And it's actually going to be good, but, you know, we're going to have to go through this moment of being blindsided and then making a decision. Like things can't keep going the way they've been. Like you're going to have to make a call one way or the other. Like it's decision time. And then a new foundation. So You know, I mean, that kind of makes sense because I think everybody's world pretty much everywhere right now is getting shook up. So, you know, we're going to have to make some, judgment calls, and we're going to have to move forward, you know. So I'm going to my Bianco Nero to get some general energies, but at the bottom of this deck we have the Magician. So this is a reminder that you have the power to manifest the outcome that you want. You know, you have all the tools that are necessary, but it's really important how you harness your energy right now, because there's a lot of distractions and there's a lot of illusions, you know, that are out there that are getting shook up, you know. So try to focus on the positive and put your energy there, because at the end of the day, change is inevitable. Like, you know, we can't stop change from happening. We can only control how we react to it. And like, it's clear that the change is happening, and you know, we got to make the best of it, because that's where we're at, you know. Coronavirus, global pandemic, you know, I mean, things can't keep going the way they've been going. Like, we got to move forward, and it's going to be different. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards, and then we'll see where we're at. But for sure, it's a challenging, unprecedented time. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I got the Magician on the bottom again. So just a reminder that you have the power to make this work out, you know? So don't forget that. Like, that's a double message. Okay, so we have the Six of Pentacles, the Empress, and the Seven of Wands. So this is interesting because this is a card of giving and receiving, and of bringing that into balance. And it's interesting because, you know, it's just sort of like taking from Peter to give to Paul, or, you know, I mean, one thing that's coming to me right now is, like, even though things seem really bad right now and things are being really shook up, like, it could be like a rebalancing, you know, of power, you know, where the power has been going to the wrong people. And like, even though this is a big shakeup, there are actually some people who might benefit, you know, and it might be a good thing. So like, I can't say if that's going to happen, you know, for everyone. But what I can say is that if you focus on this possibility and being positive, like, you're going to have a better outcome than if you don't. So it doesn't hurt to do that, you know. And then we have the Empress. So this is kind of like the mother of the universe, you know, and it's just sort of like the birth of a new idea. It could be, you know, a child, you know, a business, you know, but something new is being born here, and that falls right under this Two of Wands. So we're having to make a decision, and we're gonna be giving rise to something new. And then we have the Seven of Wands, which is under this new foundation. So whatever this new foundation is, you're gonna have to stand your ground, and you're gonna have to like make a commitment, you know. You're gonna have to be committed to it, because there's a lot of shakedown that's happening everywhere, and it's not gonna be an easy time, but you know, it's not easy when the truth comes to the surface. But if you are in alignment with it, you know, and you are committed to your truth, you know, that's going to be the best outcome for you. So then we have the High Priestess. So this is another card of manifestation. So just reminding you of your power. You know, you have the tools to manifest the outcome you want. So we got the male version of the manifestation and the female version. So, you know, we have all the tools, you know. We're working from the world of intuition, and we're working from the world of, you know, of alchemy and like the physical world, you know, like all of it coming together, you know. And then we have Temperance, which is a card of balance. And then we have the Five of Wands. So it's like there's a lot of upheaval and there's a lot of uncertainty and there's people freaking out, you know, I mean, and for good reason. Like, they're not unjustified, but don't forget where your power is, because that's how you're going to overcome this. So I'm going to pull 3 more cards of guidance from Radiant Wise Spirit. Like, for sure, this is a tumultuous time, so I don't want to downplay that at all, you know, because it's not easy. But what I do want to do is like try to focus on the positive, because that's like the best that we can do. Okay, so then at the bottom of this deck we got the Magician again. So that's the 3rd time in this reading we've gotten the Magician at the bottom of the deck. So just a reminder, know that you have the tools to make this work, you know. That's where your power is. So you got to remember that. This is a really important message that's come through 3 times in this reading. Then we got the Two of Pentacles, the King of Swords, and then we have the Ace of Cups. So I think this is some advice about how to move through this energy. And it's just like right now, you know, people are juggling balls in the air and they're not really sure which way to go, which way is up. And like, you have to like face your fears. You have to stand in your truth, and you have to like cut the slop. Like, that's how we have to get through this. And if you can do that, you have this positive new beginning in love and a new foundation to build on. So, you know, there's no messing around. Like, the truth is coming out, and we all are going to have to face it. We're going to have to just like walk through the fire. But, you know, there's an opportunity here if you can harness your energy in the right way. So I'm going to pull a card from the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle to end the reading. And yeah, I want to wish everyone luck, because this is a really difficult time. And I don't want to make light of it, you know, but I want to be like positively encouraging, because, you know, we can't change the circumstance. We can only change how we react to it. So, you know, that's the best we can do. And actually, there's a lot of power, a lot more power than we know in that. Okay, so the card that we get from the Crystal Healing Oracle is Black Tourmaline. So that's very appropriate. This is a card. This is a stone of protection. Black Tourmaline absorbs negative energy and affords excellent energetic protection, enhancing your physical vitality. You are adaptive, adjusting to new places and new situations. You have clarity of thought and analyze situations rapidly. Let go of overcautiousness, but stay protected. You sense it when people wish you ill. You may be carrying a family or past life curse, creating disease. Recognize that negative thoughts and actions harm yourself and others. Strengthen your protection, consolidate plans, and be realistic. You'll soon see the way through obstacles. Ensure you are well protected. Ill wishing or envy may be directed your way. Neutralize bad energy with harm to others. Watch your thoughts, attend to practical matters, be generous, and give others freedom. Neutralizing toxic energies from your environment, shielding yourself from ill wishing or EMF stress, and detoxifying your body supports well-being. So, you know, this is an earthy frequency. It's an earth star and base. And the soul path is appropriate energy shielding and enhancement. So, you know, this is going to help through this moment, because, yeah, I mean, there might be some negative stuff coming your way because people are freaking out and not everyone's going to react to it well. But, you know, just know that you don't have to engage in that. And if you want to walk through this in the best possible way, like, it's not going to help you to go there, you know. So stay in the positive, and keep moving and keep flowing through this, because, you know, and don't let go of the possibility that, like, this actually might be a good thing, because that's how you're going to get the best outcome. Okay, good luck with this. We're all peaceful warriors here, and we'll check in soon.